Hey, second grade, it's Miss Turner. I came to help you with your phonics today. So I want to help you as we read this story together to practice our fluency. You can always read with me, or you can listen to me read the story, and then you can go back and practice it independently. And we are looking for the digraphs that make the aw sound. So there's certain letters and letter combinations that make the aw sound when we read, and that might be with the letter A, A-W, A-U, A-U-G-H, A-L, and O-U-G-H. So there are a lot of letter combinations we're looking for. I'm going to read this story all the way through, and then we will go back and circle all of the aw words together. Paul and Dawn. Paul is a hawk. He lives in a tree near Sawtall's home. One day, Paul saw a small animal crawl in the grass. It was his daughter, Dawn. "Why are you down there?" asked Paul. "I had time to explore," said Dawn. He swooped down and hauled her up in his claws. "Let's talk." "You must not sit on the lawn," yelled Paul. "You are a hawk," he said. "You must stay in the trees." "I am sorry, Dad," said Dawn. "You are a great hawk," Paul said, "so you must not squeak and squawk on the lawn. Do not cause me to get mad." Uh-oh, Dawn got herself in trouble. We always have to obey our parents because they're looking out for us, so we can't make Mom and Dad mad. Dawn wasn't following instructions, was she? Let's go back to the beginning of the story, including the title, and let's circle all the aw words that we find. So I know that Paul and Dawn, both of those names have the aw sound, this time with an AU and an AW. Remember, there's lots of ways we can make the aw sound. So as I begin reading again, I know that Paul and hawk are both aw words. He lives in a tree near Sawtall's home. So this must be, since it's capitalized, that must be another bird's name. If I'm making a good guess, that must be someone's home. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's a bird, I'm not sure, but the capital letter lets me know it's someone's name. One day, Paul saw a small animal crawl in the grass. Now, I'm going to go ahead and circle small, but I'm not positive that this is one of our words. I need to check with Miss Finley on that. Oops, I bumped our camera. So I can tell you that sometimes even adults need to double check things. I don't think this is one of our words, but it is possible. I think this word is supposed to be an all word instead of an aw word. So sometimes you have to think about things and use your brain to figure them out. And if you can't do that, then you can ask a friend or a teacher. Crawl, I know, is definitely one of these words. Daughter and Dawn are also some of those words too. And in fact, the more I think about it, I'm going to go ahead and mark out small because I know that that's not the sound. The more I think about it, that's not the sound we're looking for. So this can show you how even in your own work, I want you to slow down and ask yourself these questions. Really think hard about your work. "Why are you down there?" asked Paul. Oh, we got to circle Paul again. I almost left that one out since we'd already circled it. "I had time to explore," said Dawn. He swooped down and hauled her up in his claws. When you haul something, I'm going to write this word to the side. It's like you carry it. And since he did this in the past tense, we would write it as carried. So he's carrying her up in the sky. "Let's talk." So here's another one. It's spelled with an A. So maybe small is. I don't know. I'm going to ask Miss Finley and Miss Kinser about this just to be sure. "You must not sit on the lawn," yelled Paul. You are a hawk, he said. You must stay in the trees. I'm sorry, Dad, said Dawn. You are a great hawk, Paul said. So you must not squeak and squawk on the lawn. Do not cause me to get mad. So we circled all of the all words, and now we have one more story to read. So this story is not about birds this time. This story is about a cat. I can see that from the picture. And I'm looking for the same digraphs that I did before. And just like before, if you make a mistake, like Miss Turner did, you can just correct your work. It's no big deal. Mistakes are not awful when we learn from them. All right, so let's read this. I'll read it together with you, and then we'll go back and find the all words. Tawny's paw. In the city of Galton, there is a law about pets. Cats and dogs cannot be outside without their owners. Tawny is a cat and belongs to Paul Paltil. Tawny likes to tiptoe out of the yard when Paul cannot see. Oh, that's a bad kitty. Miss Turner's doggies like to try to do that too, and I get so mad. Those are bad doggies sometimes. All right, so this naughty little kitty cat. Let's read. Paul caught Tawny outside this morning. Naughty cat, he said. Then he saw that Tawny's claw was bleeding. You hurt your paw, you bad cat, said Paul. He hauled Tawny up and set him on the floor. You are an indoor cat, he said. You can get hurt outside. You must be careful. Paul cleaned Tawny's paw and let him go. Tawny had a long nap. Very good. So let's circle the words about this kitten who hurt his paw. So I know that Tawny and paw are both all words. And some of these words are made up words, like in the city of Galton. I know that sound is in there, but that's not a real word. It's just a made up word. Oops, I bumped our camera again. Let me fix it. There is a law about pets. Cats and dogs cannot be outside without their owners. Tawny is a cat and belongs to Paul Paltil. And again, here's one of those made up words. Paul is a real name, but this is a made up last name. Tawny likes to tiptoe out of the yard when Paul cannot see. Paul caught Tawny outside this morning. Ooh, naughty cat, he said. Then he saw that Tawny's claw was bleeding. Sometimes these stories get me a little tongue tangled. I can't read it correctly. You hurt your paw, you bad cat, said Paul. He hauled, and what did we say we learned that meant? He carried Tawny up and set him on the floor. You are an indoor cat, he said. You can get hurt outside. You must be careful. Paul cleaned Tawny's paw and let him go. Tawny had a long nap. Very good job, guys. I want you to practice your fluency by reading this to your parents. You could read it to your mom or dad. You could read it to a brother or sister. Or you could even do like Miss Turner and videotape yourself reading it and then watch it back. That would be a really cool idea. If you do that, I want you to send us the video so we can hear your beautiful voices reading, practicing your aw sounds. Great job today, guys. I will see you soon.